Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, me and Chrisie are here. We're doing a secondary stream by the looks of it. Aizamk and Kynesie have to start immediately, otherwise their games will not be able to go ahead today, and they've already rescheduled once. So right now, as I am speaking, we do have H2O vs Wicked Cossack going over on the primary stream, but over here we do have Aizamk vs Kynesie. Take your pick. Absolutely. So I think two very interesting matches, and it's a shame that they're live both at the same time. Certainly I'd like to watch both of them, but we are about to begin, so I'll do an intro for the YouTube video as well. We'll wait until Aizamk greens in, I guess. I'll ungreen and then green up when he greens in.
Of course, no one needs to worry. Both of these series will be uploaded to both the YouTubes, and you can also just, of course, watch the past broadcasts after this.
I don't encourage them to do that.
So you will be able to watch both if you do so desire.
No, watch it on YouTube. That's the better place to watch it. That's where ad revenue is generated. Don't watch it on Twitch, even though it's a superior experience with the chat along the side and actually genuinely higher quality, because obviously if it's all gone to YouTube, it's re-encoded. But yeah, never mind all of that. You totally watch it on. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Age of Empires 3 ESOC Autumn Championships for 2016. This is Aizamk vs Kynesie. Perhaps one of the most interesting anticipated matches of the tournament so far. As I am speaking, though, we do have H2O vs Wicked Cossack going over on the ESOC stream. We're doing this one on my personal stream because they have to play right now, these two, Aizamk and Kynesie. They've already rescheduled once, and it would be such a ball ache to reschedule again. These two have very awkward timing and time zones and things like that. But we are beginning. This is game number 1 in a best-of-5 series. Or has it gone up now? I don't know. For the round of 32, certainly, we had best-of-5 series. But Chrisie, can you tell us, this
is best-of-5.
This is best-of-5 still. Where, out of interest, when does it become best-of-7?
I have no clue, but I do know the map pool for this.
Ah, would you like to tell us? I think that's a very interesting thing to start with. Absolutely.
Game 1 is on Arizona. Game 2 will be on Indonesia. I'm sure that's a map some people will still be very familiar with. Then there is Colorado, Manchac, and Arkansas. Yeah,
those three. Well, Arkansas is pretty familiar, but the other two I've not seen as many games on. They are definitely newer maps for the ESOC, added to the ESOC collection, I suppose. But let's get right into this game. I'm looking forward to seeing those. But right here we do have Dutch in the north of the map in the color blue. Aizamk. I wonder if he has anything special lined up for us today. Certainly known for his very unique, very interesting way of playing. But so is Kynesie. They both are incredibly unique players in terms of the styles they want to bring. But I do wonder if Aizamk, because he has been playing much more standard recently for these tournaments, I wonder if he has anything interesting lined up, or if he's taken this super seriously and wants to really go all the way. But, Chrisie, we do have a treasure contention. 75 food! And they both... I'm not even sure who went down first there.
I think Aizamk got it.
Nice. Yeah. And he of course, was the player that was going for the treasure, taking all the damage on the treasure guardians. But Hunts and Mines, what are you telling me?
They look balanced to me.
Excellent.
No one is missing a hunt, no one is missing a mine. Of course, positioning can always be argued with, but as long as no one is missing a complete hunt, I don't think it warrants a rehost.
Yep, sounds good. We do have a fair map by the sounds of it. But do you wanna give your insights on these two players with regards to the strategies they've been doing? I'm not sure how they've been playing recently. I haven't actually seen all of their games yet.
I saw quite a couple of games of Aizamk, and he is, of course, still Aizamk. He does invent new weird strategies, but they are, of course, still weird strategies. Kynesie I have not seen for a very long time, actually, pretty much since the last tournament.
Yeah. But, okay, so, well, Aizamk, we'll call them standard Aizamk strategies, shall we? The ones he normally goes with. Perhaps his stronger ones as well, but definitely looking forward to this. We'll take a look at the decks in a moment. But a very solid Age 1 coming out from Aizamk by the looks of it there. We do see him pick up 2 food treasures, which is absolutely insane for the Dutch
there. No envoy build, actually, which is kind of strange, you know? Aizamk, Dutch, yeah, he's going to build 5 envoys, he's going to raid these villagers, but no, apparently he's going to play a more normal Dutch, it looks like.
Yeah, he doesn't actually do that in Age 1. Envoys are quite expensive. But
oh, he does.
Perhaps not in a tournament game then, but you can see his age time is really, really high here. He's managed to age up so much quicker than his opponent, and that's partly as a facet of him playing the Dutch civilization, where the villages of course, cost coin, and you do end up aging a bit up faster as Dutch as a result of that. But also because of the 2 food treasures, he got really, really nice 80 and 75 food, as really, really good. British quite far behind here, so it makes me wonder if Aizamk will adapt to this and do something perhaps with his faster age up time, or maybe he'll maybe we could see potentially something aggressive out of him. Let's take a look at the deck and see if he has anything interesting in mind. But actually, this deck, no industrial age cards, no nonsense like that. I would say pretty normal deck.
Kynesie actually has the estates card in his deck. Wow.
Oh wow, yeah. Perhaps if
I don't think that's something we're gonna see, but.
No, perhaps not. I mean, definitely an industrial age card, unlikely anyway, but also, when do you ever really get value out of estates? When you have 20 manas, and I guess that might happen in the industrial age, but 2,000 food queued on Vils is quite a lot. We do see Aizamk chasing down his rival's Explorer, though. He's going to chase Kynesie across the map. If he can catch him, that's going to be really good. The thing is, though, Kynesie is going to be able to scout Aizamk's base, so he's going to be able to see what's going on, and that really is the important thing there. So Dutch, so far out of A's, we did see him age up with the 400 wood politician, and with that has laid down a bank, and by the looks of it, 2 houses as well, opting for a forward Rax, which Kynesie has not seen, though should be able to see, given that he does have a house fairly nearby and will be able to see anything. So actually does look like something semi-aggressive coming out of A's. Certainly Kynesie is going to see any moving units due to the market here. Still pursuing the Explorer across the map there, taking him out of action. He's going to have to come around if he wants to find out what the first shipment will be from Aizamk, which I'm sure we're about to see any moment now. It is 3 Hussars, and they're already halfway across the map. I was anticipating a resource shipment, Chrisie, but I called you Kynesie. But something incredibly aggressive here. 3 Hussars, followed by a forward Rax.
Yeah, but I do like the building placement for Kynesie here. He has the market and a couple of houses to spot most things on this left flank, which is pretty smart.
Yeah.
But these are somehow still sneaking past and killing a couple of villagers.
Oh my goodness. How many has he picked up so far? Almost got one there. There he is working away on his crate.
2, actually.
2 Vils already. That's really, really good. And does finally pick up the Kynesie Explorer after chasing him around the map. I actually really like this because Aizamk knew he was going to send 3 Hussars as his first card and wanted to keep a tab on that Explorer so that he could know where he was at all time and then finish him off with the cavalry there. But pikemen do come out and the Explorer is going to get caught there. Of course, Hussars no good against pikemen here, but Kynesie starting pikes, which are going to be really good against these cav. But sadly for him, followed by skirmishers, and those, of course, very, very good against heavy infantry.
It's actually strange, like, Kynesie's base just looks so empty because his market is over here. There's like a couple of houses, and there's a barracks over here.
Yeah, thing is though, they're quite exposed, these buildings. I wonder if Aizamk will perhaps build a couple of pikemen. Oh, we do see 4 longbows. Where are the pikemen? They're out of position. Sadly, the 3 cav gonna get some good damage here, and the skirm's now in range of these pikes as well. I'm not sure if that's... Oh, it's really, really nice trade from Ace here.
So Interjection, did you know that Hussar are pretty good against longbow?
Yes, as we can see. Oh, it's actually brutal. And gonna come in, pick off that final pike, and now the 2 longbows exposed. 6 longbowmen do arrive as well. Does he have any pikes in queue? Kynesie doesn't. We could well see a really... Minutemen are cool. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, the thing is though, like, Aizamk's army just counters Kynesie's army so well. It's pike bow against Hussar skirm. That just favors Hussar skirm so much.
Yeah, skirmish is really, really strong here.
Although, of course, it is longbow, not crossbowman, which is slightly better. If these were crossbows, I think Kynesie would just be absolutely wrecked here.
Yeah, certainly the range here really nice. But still going to come in. It's 5 versus 3 there, and is going to pick them up. More reinforcing skirmishes. 3 more do come out of the back. Out of the racks to continue. But let's take a look. 700 wood now coming out of Aizamk. I wonder what he is intending to build with that. By the looks of it, second bank was added in, and is going to be using. It still has 300 wood as well. I wonder if he'll invest in his market upgrades now. Let's take a look at the units here.
Yeah, Kynesie is actually quite far ahead in market. The Receiver has great code and such. And I think it's actually a bank that Aizamk...
Yeah, okay, going. So, yeah, he's going to go for the second bank. That looks like what the 300 wood's for. So, thinks he's possibly done enough early damage here and sees no reason to continue pushing his... The 700 wood is going to... Yeah, and a bank wagon as well. So, yeah, Dutch, not really that good of an economy unless they do have the banks up. So here, obviously got his first bank during transition, second bank when he aged up by the looks of it, and adding the final two in with that... Sorry, the final two with the wood shipment and, of course, the bank wagon as well. So nice there. Longbowman... pursuing the skirmishes. What do you think of this?
I don't think Kynesie should be pushing this aggressively just yet. He only just now held a pretty reasonable push, which he lost 2 villagers in, so... I don't know, I guess he wants to do something with these Minimen that he called, which are now on 1 HP, so he does have that going for him, but... Yeah. I don't know. Well, he also has a couple of villagers over here, which are kind of random.
I wonder if they were... perhaps he sent them over there for a proxy barracks or something like that, and then realized he couldn't get away with something like that, given that A's was being aggressive and aged up much more quickly than he did. Yeah, that trade, Longbowman's certainly good against skirmishes with regards to their quick rate of fire and all of that, so I guess not too bad. He was quite far away from his town center, which does to me suggest that Kynesie knows his opponent has not got a stable and obviously won't be trading him with cav. He saw the cav come out from the shipment. Having said that, though, we do see a stable being added in from Aizamk. 600 wood has now arrived as his 4th shipment in the colonial age, and with that I imagine we will see now, yeah, steel traps now coming in, so definitely getting his food upgrades there on his gathering and adding in the stable as well.
That's really good.
Yep.
I would like to see Kynesie build like a couple more manors on these positions though, just to get a bit of line of sight on this side of the map as well. He has the left side covered pretty well, and which causes him to see this batch of 5 cav, which is really important for him. Even though he's now pushing his longbowman into that, so maybe a bit slow reaction. But, you know, just a little bit of line of sight on this right side of the map really couldn't hurt.
Yeah. This is definitely an Aizamk favored fight. There are no units to be able to defend against cavalry here. And yeah, sees the GG. He can't. Yeah, he cannot deal with the 5 cavalry. They're going to absolutely tear his army apart. Not the best start from Kynesie. He's going to be pretty disappointed about that. You know, when we saw those pikemen, all the longbowmen get traded, you know, basically died to the cav in that early game, and then the pikemen got traded off against those skirmishes that came out quickly. So a nice, quick, aggressive game coming out from Ace. Dutch not known for their aggression, but with an age-up time like that, it certainly can make it work.
Yeah, the 155 food and treasures in Age 1 just paying so well for Ace here. Yeah. I'm actually really surprised. I mean, we don't even see a single layer of walls from Kynesie. Like, maybe he's ill or something?
Yeah.
Or maybe he couldn't fix the lag and he actually paid someone else to play on his account?
Yeah, Kynesie definitely very well known for his walls, and not seeing any of that. But I do believe the next map is Indonesia, on which we are much more likely to see. I think Indonesia gonna be the homeland of Kynesie, and he's going to be very happy there. He's going to be able to do all of the normal Kynesie things that we would usually expect from him. Plenty of water, and that is where Kynesie's playstyle is very, very strong, and I expect A's to struggle with that a bit more in that first game. But either way, a quick 1-0, so there is certainly that going for A's. Now, because Aizamk won the last game, that does mean he has to pick first for this next game. So we'll see what his Civ selection is, and then once he has selected it, it is locked in. He cannot change it, and Kynesie then gets to choose afterwards. So he does have what I call the advantage to Kynesie, and will be able to perhaps pick a matchup that is slightly more favourable for him. Though we are playing on, of course, ESOC patch, where most of the matchups are quite good. Certainly better than in other, well, certainly better than in RE patch and other previous patches we've had. But let's find out what Aizamk...
balanced.
Yes, hopefully the map will download for me in just a moment. But what do you think Aizamk is going to pick? I know, obviously, Aizamk knows Kynesie is very, very strong on water, and we are now going to be playing on Indonesia. What does Aizamk pick here, given that Kynesie's probably going to go ports no matter what he picks? Do you pick a Civ that's very good against ports?
Yeah, I was just going to say, Kynesie can't pick bread anymore, which would be one of those Civs he could play on water, so... Yeah. I would guess he would go for most likely Portuguese, although Japan also is not to be underestimated on water. And Japan is also one of Kynesie's Civs. Whatever Ace picks here, he needs to pick something that can either reasonably well contest the water, something like Aztec or something, which has really strong water,
yeah.
Or maybe Brits of his own.
Or ports themselves, he's gone with that.
Or ports themselves, of course.
Yeah, that town center is going to be very, very strong.
Completely ignore the water.
Yeah, I wonder if he will. I mean, Aizamk certainly does have some very, very aggressive Portuguese strategies. They're not as good on ESOC patch, given the removal of the 100 food crate, because their villages are cheaper. But we could see an aggressive Aizamk start, but I wonder if he's going to do something water-based as well. Aizamk's certainly not known for his water play. It's not a style he likes.
No. I don't think I've ever seen him play water. Maybe like a couple of times in team games, but in a 1v1, I'm not sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Age of Empires 3 ESOC Autumn Championships for 2016. This is game number 2 in a best-of-5 series between Aizamk and Kynesie. We just saw possibly the shortest Kynesie game that has ever happened in the history of Kynesie games. I'm not sure if there ever one has gone on in under 10 minutes for him. Usually matches last at least half an hour if Kynesie is involved. But game number 2 is now beginning. And we will, of course, be seeing a Portuguese mirror on Indonesia. This map, definitely a map Kynesie's going to be very, very happy about. Aizamk did pick first here, as he won the previous game, and opted to go for Portugal, knowing full well that Kynesie would probably also go for Portugal no matter what he picked. So I wonder if Aiz thinks Portugal is a good civ to play against Portugal. Certainly fair, but I wonder if it is a good one, given the civilizations that Aizamk is good at, and the strategies that he is good at as well, the playstyle that he has and is capable of doing. So we'll see what Aizamk has in mind. I'm very interested to see that, but here he is starting in the north right-hand side of the map in the color red, of course playing as the Portuguese. You do get extra coin crates on this map, and you start with a saloon. I wonder if that will have any impact or bearing on what he has. Probably not, but definitely something mentioning. Aizamk going to be going with the early market by the looks of it. Kynesie, though, his opponent, also playing Portugal, as we mentioned. And so far, scouting with the catamaran, likewise with Aiz. But other than that, I'm looking. Where's the dock? Are we going to see anything super early on? Probably not that early on, but the cow on the very edge of the minimap next to the water did make me click down there and take a look. What do you think?
Well, I'm just waiting for one of them to aggro these things, pull them to the shore, cut them with the Explorer somehow, and then steal the treasures. Yeah,
I wonder if you can. You probably can get that. That's probably something on Kynesie's mind, actually. You're absolutely... that is a great thing to bring up. Yeah, he's done that before in previous games, but that's exactly what he's looking for. This 125 food treasure. The catamaran racing back to pick up his Explorer, I would imagine. Looks like he's going to be going for this 90 wood. We do have a bit of a contention here. Aizamk investing quite a lot of HP into this treasure. Tiger's very, very strong. Kynesie, as we can see, is going to pick that up. Does take a pot shot, the final one, and does pick up 90 wood there. Aizamk not being the most careful with that treasure. Full well could know Kynesie could be there. There was that possibility, but went for it anyway, and Kynesie does pick that up.
Yeah, that's really good for Kynesie.
Yeah, I wonder now if he's gonna...
Like I said, this map, it's basically heaven for Kynesie. Like, when he dies, he goes to Indonesia.
Yeah. Going for this 40 wood treasure by the looks of it over here, and escorting a cow. I wonder if he's going to rendezvous with his catamaran, which is now fishing, so perhaps by the lot. But I did really, truly anticipate him dumping his Explorer on this island, and then taking pot shots at the Great Whites with his Explorer. And obviously, the fish cannot fight back if you're using a land unit. It's not really supposed to be able to grab treasures like that with a land Explorer. Possibly something he'll want to do later on. We'll see what he's up to. Does bring his Explorer back now. But Aizamk does have the age up in queue by the looks of it.
So Interjection, I took a look at Kynesie's deck, and he just actually has age 1 as the row with the most shipments, or the second most shipments rather. It's improved buildings, improved docks, schooners,
improved buildings. I'm not necessarily sure. Yeah.
He has everything. And Aiz has actually not selected the deck yet, so I wouldn't be surprised if he intends to play relatively aggressive and does not want to give it away, because he also has saved up his shipment.
Yeah, that's certainly something Portugal does a lot. Obviously does not have that 3 villages, as we all know, and a lot of people do like to save the shipment for age 2, where it's obviously much more impactful. Does, by the looks of it, see a dock coming down, and the Catamaran going to try and do some damage to this Vil. Certainly, he's not going to be able to a second dock with that. He's barely going to get this first one up, but going to delay Kynesi's secondary dock if he does want to add another one in, or at least he's going to have to use a different villager. Certainly, this is now very damaged, and it can be easy to pick off later, which is going to complement what A's wants to do. Considering, he's going to save that shipment, could well be aggressive. We're about to find out. He's about to hit up.
A's is aging with the Philosopher Prince,
Oh.
so that does most likely mean either an extremely fast fortress.
Oh, he's doing it! He's doing it! He's going for it. He's actually going to pick up the 125 food treasure. Yeah. Thing is, yeah, he's got to try and get the sharks to not reset. He's got it. He's managed to get them on the coast. They're trying to get to the Explorer there. He's going to be able to just take shots at these and pick that up. But yeah, Aizamk is now up to the Colonial Age, as you mentioned, with 500 food. That is certainly not the best politician. The 400 would definitely preferred, but 500 food is going to allow him to be more aggressive. Actually, I think it's for a fast fortress. Come to look at his stockpile.
I think so as well.
Yeah, it looks like 700 gold is going to be his first shipment. And with that, he's going to be able to get up to the next stage very, very quickly. Now, switching all of his villagers over to wood. He's got all the food he needs. He's just waiting on that coin. There it is, and he's now going to gather that up with quite a number of villagers so he can get that age up in queue ASAP. The dock! Oh, baby, look at that. The dock coming down. Look, and Kynesie even putting... I don't know if he anticipated to put his villagers there to block it, but Ace does manage to get it down. He wants to get that down ASAP to minimize any damage it might take from Kynesie. Not that he has any military units, but does get the TC down in next to Kynesie's docks, which is going to be really strong. This, of course, has a huge anti-ship damage, right? It's going to be really good against any warships that he does create. And what it's also going to do is offer a home city spawn point for his shipments.
For his fort, for example, which he could just plop down here.
You're absolutely right. Forts, though, don't have as much range, not nearly as much range as, say, outposts and town centers, but certainly he could lay down a fort right there. He still hasn't selected... Well, of course, he must have selected a deck by now. Why won't it show me his deck? He's even sent 700 coin. Doesn't look like I'll be able to look at his deck.
Select Kynesie's deck and then go to Aizamk. It should fix it.
Okay. Looks like, though, we do see... can we call this a proxy town center on an island?
This is basically a no colony that Kynesie is starting.
On a new Indonesian island.
And I wouldn't be surprised, like, his fortress town center to go here.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're going to be colonizing the whole maps by the looks of it. And this is going to give him really, really nice water control. As obviously the anti-ship damage, as I mentioned earlier, is enormous on the town center. So that's a nice location for sort of this side of the map. And does keep his town center relatively safe. If Aizamk is going to play aggressive... then, which by the looks of it he is, an aggro fast fortress, this town center is going to be much harder to get to and makes that fast fortress worth less because it's going to be harder to get to his secondary town center given that it was on a second island. But Aizamk is almost up to the next age. We have seen 2 caravels do come out from him during transition. I imagine it, looks like he wants to contest the water. I keep calling you Kynesie.
He is aging with the Admiral of the Great Sea.
Oh, so another caravel and 400 wood. This looks like a build I've never seen that politician used before. And I imagine his first shipment will...
fishing boats here with the TC.
Do you think his... That's pretty good. Do you think his first shipment's going to be something like a frigate? I think it really could be.
It might be, or even the 3 caravels. He even has Admiralty in his deck as well. I also check your decks and both.
That's right. They do get 3 caravels. I've forgotten that Portugal has a 3 caravel shipment. That's even stronger than the frigate. This feels like a fast fortress dedicated to countering Kynesie's playstyle. It feels to me that he's kind of figured out, maybe tested what Kynesie does against somebody who can replicate what Kynesie does, and then figured out a build order with a style that he is very happy to play, which will be a fast fortress. A is definitely very good at that, and massing boats. Yeah, and he's putting another town center down on Kynesie's other docks. Oh, this is...
Not only that, but it also denies Kynesie placing his own town centers there to protect his docks.
Yeah.
And yeah, 3 caravels for Aizamk.
Oh my goodness, this fight is so bad for Kynesie. He has to run there. Does lose the mast of his caravel, so low HP. Now he's gonna head him off at the other side there. By the looks of it, bring in one Vel round. Do you think?
Yeah, this is absolutely something Aizamk prepares.
He needs to pick up Trindad, this very low HP boat. If he can pick that up, it won't be able to be repaired at a dock or anything like that.
Yeah, and I do like what Kynesie did here, just like sending one of the caravels back, just making sure that the other one at least survives.
Yep.
But if you look at the eco population graph, like, this is very, very all-in from Ace. If this doesn't succeed in pushing Kynesie off of water, he could be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, he could be. I mean, like, let's take a look at his, if we take economic, 42 to 21, literally double in favor of Kynesie. He's going to get, he's quite far ahead in terms of, but like the actual army that is represented here, if we take a look at, well, military unit population doesn't help because they don't cost any population. Let's take a look at military units then, I suppose. That's going to be the best tab. Apparently boats don't count as military units either.
You have to go to all units and then you can see them.
Perhaps this is such a nice TC placement. It gives, it means any dock, any boat such as this one. Hold on, is it lagging? That might be me.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, that might be me. One sec, I'll turn the encoding down.
Well, keep in mind it is Kynesie, so... Oh, and look at him just microing his caravel, just like running it around Aizamk's caravel.
Yeah. Oh shit, I tapped out and now the sound is awful.
Yeah, and Ace just can't fight this. There's one caravel with 35 hit points is just microing too well.
Yeah, he's just... I didn't really capture any of that, sadly. I don't think people will be able to see it. But yeah, just moving the boat around by the sounds of it, and being able to keep just not let this caravel get a shot locked on. And as a result of that, the docks with the fishing boats, the docks are able to clean up any sort of... any units nearby, and this town center as well. All Kynesie has to do is move this dock, this boat, just bring it past this town center, keep sailing past it, and any pursuing boats are going to get shot at by the town center, which is going to be really strong. Equally though, Aizamk has done some, he's got his own town centers dotted around the map, and it's going to have a similar effect to any boats that are pursuing him. So they're going to be able to control areas of the map, or water rather.
Yeah, and Kynesie actually lost like 9 fishing boats already, probably just from TCs being near his dock.
Yeah.
And Kynesie has actually shipped both team coastal defenses and improved warships now. He is just going all in on this water play. Both players are just...
Neither player is a military building,
frigates being shipped as well, and some outposts, which I really do like, are being added in as well.
Yeah. That's definitely nice. They're going to be very strong against any boats coming by. And that's going to be the story of this game, I think. Just coastal defenses all around the map just to sort of control areas of the water or sort of create choke points on the water where boats can't really pass. Sadly, for A's, the anti-ship damage doesn't come onto fishing boats. That's never been... well, it's not in Age. It works like that on vanilla. But yeah, dock does go down by the looks of it. That he was sieging with the frigate. And as a result of that, all the fishing boats are going to come out as well. And he's going to be able to...
look how many are dying here.
To take these out.
I think it's very important for Ace that he uses his advantage on the north side of the map to establish a foothold on this island before Kynesie can do that.
Yeah, to get and maybe even get an outpost up there as well. Get outposts on all the islands, and you create so many more choke points around the water for controlling it. Also, you can see where the fishing boats are.
Here.
Yeah,
because of his TC being nearby, he can probably get one up there.
Ace has so much water presence right now, though, with that frigate and these 2 Vels. By the looks of it, though, what has Kynesie got in terms of warships? Just 1 caravel. But I don't know if what Ace has will be enough, really, to push into it. Like, there's a TC down here, 2 docks as well. Yeah, I don't know why I flared it twice, but...
the south part of the sea is pretty much in Kynesie's control, except for this 1 town center.
Yeah. So that's going to be his access point.
Dock is Kynesie's next card. Wow.
What is that? Let's find out what it does firstly.
It increases the repair rate. It makes them cheaper.
Ships changes train point. So you can build them faster as well. And the work rate is changed by 100%, so it's twice as fast. So any boats that Kynesie has, if you put them next to the dock, will obviously be repaired, and that'll now happen twice as fast. So that's going to be really, really strong for him. What? The dock attack?
The advanced rocket increases the damage of the dock.
Yeah, but anything going on land, I'm finding it hard to keep track of all this water going on.
More outposts, but I don't think anyone has like a barracks or a stable. Well, actually, no. Kynesie has a stable.
1 stable, is it?
Like a random barracks here, which probably hasn't trained anything yet.
He's made 2 hussars as well, but this is very much about the water control. So, can we sum up what and 1 Cassador by the looks of it? But can we sum up what Ace has managed to achieve with his boat placements? He's got Vels sort of around the map, like 2 Vels, but they're not going to be able to push into the fishing economy down here that Kynesie has, and he's got 71 economic unit pop compared to 45, so the longer this game goes, he's going to get quite far behind. Or Aizamk is.
He managed to kill some docks over here, so giving him control of the north side of the map. And that's pretty much it, I think. Although he is pushing on to the northeast side of the map as well. But we did have some Castadors raiding here. Some Hussar coming out for Kynesie, though, are going to clean his Castadors up. But Kynesie really needs to go to Fortress somehow. He's just shipped schooners as well.
Okay, so he's going to start investing in a fishing economy as well.
Yeah, he does have a lot of docks already set up for that, so he can totally do that.
Yeah, it looks like the town center is going to be taken out by the looks of it. He's managed to focus that enough. I wonder, I guess it's not too expensive when you have 4 caravels, all with their special broadside attack ready. So he does manage to take out, he's going to be gaining... Well, so. Yeah, that's true. He's going to be gaining, by the looks of it, well, he's reclaiming the water, and he's got much more of a water army now than Aizamk does. So they've both established a side of the map that belongs to them.
4 and frigates.
Yep.
Getting some outposts up on his own. He really needs to get these up. It's really important for him, because this is what might give him the chance to regain the north side of the map, of the sea.
Yeah, Kynesie's got all 4 vills on there.
Kynesie's shipment order.
Oh baby, what are we looking at here? Rendering plant.
So he has shipped
coastal defenses.
In entire colonial age, he has shipped
improved
one
warships.
Thing that does something.
Yeah, 700 wood. These boats are so strong now. No wonder they took out the TC. Like, let's take a look. Yeah. They have well, Aces are stronger by the looks of it. Why is that?
Yeah, Ace has 2 upgrades and a card, whereas Kynesie only has a card and 1 upgrade.
Ah, that would make sense if we take.
His docks are way better.
His docks are better. Okay.
They have the...
Ace does have a
these cards. That's unique to them. The navigation school.
Aizamk has, by the looks of it, a superior villager economy, though. If we take a look at economic units, yeah, Aizamk on 56, his opponent on 48. Kynesie does have 36 fishing boats, but I'm not necessarily sure. Like, obviously, they're very useful for him right now, but he does have 3 over here that aren't working. And I think what's going to happen is over the course of the game, they'll certainly be running out of fish, and Aze is controlling some areas of the remaining fish, which he's now investing in with schooners for himself. But yeah, what I'm saying is that Kynesie has a stronger economy overall. But as Halberdiers coming out, they're actually quite good at raiding, given the.
Oh, the TC wagon!
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get the wagon though. But Halberdiers are. I wonder if this was anticipated. He expected his opponent to hit up around 15 minutes here, and therefore brings out Halberdiers, which have an insane siege damage. Can he bring that down before it goes up? One more. I don't know if he can. There's not enough siege potential left, but it was so close. It went so. No, if he hadn't have called Minutemen.
He wants it.
Yeah, that's not where he wants it at all, I guess. But so there is a win there. If these Minutemen weren't called, though, he certainly would have lost that town centre, no doubt about it. But I'll finish the train of thought I was on, and that is that the 82 villages, actually won't be that as good, because half the fishing just won't be working for much longer. There's going to be no fish left. But Aizamk catching up quickly in terms of villager population. I guess when you're able to slam down a few docks, you really can catch up quite quickly. But I'm not sure what to make of this. I mean, Kynesie in the lead by the looks of it, but Aizamk not far behind.
Yeah, I have no clue who is actually winning this game at the moment. It's so difficult to tell.
I'm not used to this kind of Age of Empires.
I mean, there's like more Halberdiers over here just like raiding villagers somehow.
Yeah.
And Aizamk has sent improved buildings because, obviously, what else would you ship at this point?
Navigation school.
Going on anymore.
Warships train reduced cost and changed train points. I can't help feeling that improved buildings, that is fairly interesting. I can't help but think that Kynesie is winning. He's clearly got the superior villager economy, and even though the fish will run out, that's a thing. But still, look at the upgrades he's been sending from the home city. He's going to be much further ahead for the sort of later portion of the game, but is pushing in now with the water army.
Yeah, so I would just like to point out that Aizamk's outposts are absolutely ridiculous now. Not only does he have improved buildings, but he even got an arsenal and got heated shots.
Tell us what it does.
It increases the multiplier buildings have against ships.
Oh shit, so 1.5 damage. That's actually really strong.
So they do 150 damage per shot now, and have 2,800 hit points.
Is he going to lose that frigate?
From it as well,
he doesn't want to lose the frigate. He's trying to, yeah. Outpost does go down though. He needs to.
Well here?
Doesn't look. He's not going to pursue this frigate though because of the docks perhaps, and the outposts.
Yeah, Ace is building some culverins, and he also has navigation school as well now. Meanwhile, Kynesie has also gotten percussion lock. And I think that increases the broadside attack or something similar to that. It's basically another warship upgrade, so...
Yep. 2 outposts
it's
down
so
here now.
difficult to tell who is winning this. Like, the TC is here, there's a cover in here as well now, but there's more frigates. Like a random tower there as well.
Yeah, he needs to be careful not to lose any of these caravels, though. He doesn't want to lose them because they can be repaired for later. Minutemen are called, and by the looks of it, they're gonna have a bit of a hard time. Again, he really does. These were made when they're down to 1 HP. The area damage from the culverin finishing them off. That's pretty funny, actually. If he can keep this culver alive, it's going to add quite a lot to this fight. Oh, he's able. How much anti-ship damage does that have? Times 15. I'm not even sure how much damage that is. 400.
600.
600 damage per shot. So that's going to be able to do. If he can, if the culverin sadly goes down, but you know, if he managed to keep it, if he managed to get another one or keep them up, he's going to be able to snipe boats, and that's the important thing. Once you get them down to low HP and your opponent runs them away, if you can snipe them with a culve shot, that's going to be really strong.
Yeah, and if Ace actually ships the Team Coastal Defenses, which he does have in his deck, his buildings will actually have a 2.5 multiplier against ships.
Yeah, and obviously 40% extra hit points from improved buildings. This is really making more sense now as to why he would want to send that card. Obviously, going to improve the efficiency of his outposts tremendously. They're going to be able to take much more shots from his opponent's ships. Advanced dock also very valuable, right? At this point, boats are the main thing they're building, and they are very expensive. And you might want to get them out quicker as well.
There's a lot of important stuff happening on the land, but it's just impossible to keep track of everything.
Yeah.
But I do feel like Kynesie is in a favorable position. He controls both islands and is just slowly pushing Ace back. These outposts are just so expensive for Kynesie to fight under, though.
Yeah. Yeah, they're so good. 2,800 hit points with all the multipliers.
But just look at how much damage this dock is doing now. 1.5 multiplier with 180 attack. And that's not even with the maximum amount. He could put 4 more fishing ships in there to increase it.
Yep. He does take out that one dock, though.
Defensive structures.
Yeah, well, he needs to take them out. Like, okay, so what Ace's game plan, by the looks of it, is establish water control with docks.
Oh,
where are the culves? Oh, here they are.
Terrible.
Yeah, that's.
And these do not have offshore support because this is Portugal. They do not get access to that incredibly powerful shipment.
Yeah.
So these culverins can outrange these frigates.
Yeah, they can. Sadly, though, they were still in range of that particular one, and the broadside attack, the special attack, was able to take it out.
That should be the end.
Yeah, these culves are expensive, and they are very strong, but they don't have adequate support with the land army. On the land, speaking of that, we do see musketeers now coming out from Kynesie. By the looks of it, they are veteran. Going to be pushing into the sort of land economy that Ace has set up. He's going to have to start investing in military units on the land to keep that going for him.
And he does have 2 stables, so. And apparently, culverins also benefit from the heated shot, so that is why they have the 15 multiplier.
Yeah. Very strong. Now pushing into the docks by the looks of it.
Yeah, Ace really needs to garrison fishing ships into these because they have so much damage with advanced stock now.
Yeah. Looks like Kynesie's starting to clean up some of these structures here. On the land, Aizamk just pestering his opponent with these veteran halberdiers. I think the aim of them is to keep him busy, do lots of You need to flare this kind of stuff more often so I can notice it.
Well, I'm also just frantically looking for it. It's so difficult to keep track of everything that's going on.
Yeah, there's a lot happening in this particular game. Not what you'd normally expect from an Age of Empires game. This kind of thing could only happen with Kynesie and Aizamk. Sadly, though, Dragoon
skirmish going on there.
Yeah, small Dragoons, a number of Dragoons that is, do get taken out by Ace and perhaps not paying attention.
Kynesie is pushing Ace off the water here, it seems.
Also pushing him off the land by the looks of it, is losing his Castadors down here. Yeah, Kynesie does say GG, Aizamk does lose this one, bringing the score up to 1-1 by the looks of it. But yeah, it looks like Kynesie has managed to force Aze off. You can see Aze has no water presence anymore. There was a lot of fighting happening in this location with the town centre that was up there, and obviously there was a couple of outposts that Aze had built. Those who managed to take off. Kynesie then pushed further down and took more of the water back for those remaining fishing ships to make use of his 122 villager economy. And because of his superior economy over the whole game, by the looks of it, was able to just get that presence on the land before Aze could really establish anything meaningful. Hussars coming out here, and I think the nail in the coffin truly was these veteran hussars knocking down these cassadors, which of course are very weak to hussars. Yeah. And now Kynesie has this sort of land army as well, and is going to start pushing back. Really, what the only thing Aizamk had going for him, which was his villager economy, which Kynesie didn't invest as much into.
Yeah, I think this is one of the weirdest games I've ever seen. Like, together with Sampu against I forgot who it was, but on Baja California, where somebody just like ran around infinitely with like Gav archers and oppressionics.
Yeah, you can see Kynesie's resources. They're superior over the whole game, and it just gets further ahead as the game goes on. So that gap increasing, and that's obviously the reason that Aizamk wasn't able to keep going into this later portion of the game. That didn't feel like 22 minutes. That felt like much longer. But let's head on out into the next one. The score is currently 1-1. And the next map will be, I think, Colorado. So we are going to see some more standard land stuff.
Oh, and it does seem that H2O against Wicked Cossack has finished. So we should have the full attention now of the community.
Alright, well, that's great. Hopefully we can cover these in much more depth than the previous match. I felt like I didn't really know what was going on in that last one. I'm not used to casting Age of Empires 3 like that. You don't often see games like that. Gentlemen, welcome back to game number 3 in this best of 5 series between Aizamk and Kynesie. The score is currently 1-1. Aizamk did select Portugal as his first pick in the previous game, and because he had first pick in the previous game, Kynesie now has first pick in this game. Does select the Japanese, and now Aizamk is to choose afterwards. So he does get the favourable pick here, advantage to Aizamk. And we'll see what he does choose. Of course, it is worth mentioning that the civilization reset has now happened. They can play...
it's next game.
Oh, is that next game? Alright.
Yes.
Never mind then. So, Aizamk, because the civ reset hasn't happened, he cannot play Portuguese, that he played last game, and he cannot play Dutch, the game which we saw in the very first game. So he cannot use any civilizations that he has already played, though that will reset, as I was mentioning, in the next game. So we'll see what he picks. By the looks of it, Kynesie going for Japan. He's, British, definitely a civilization Ace is very happy to play. And actually a pretty good matchup as well, actually. Here, Ace going to be very pleased with this. This is a matchup that is perhaps British favoured, slightly, usually.
Yeah, and I think Ace actually planned this pretty well. He probably anticipated that Kynesie would either pick Japan or Brits in game 1. So Ace just picks whatever he feels comfortable into either of those. So either the Brit into the Japan or apparently the Dutch into the Brits. And then he just mirror sport in Indonesia, tries to do whatever the hell he wants, maybe get a win. And then in the third game he will have the other counter pick for either Japan or Brits. Yeah. Because Kynesie only really is known for Brits, Japan and Portuguese.
Yeah, and those are the civs that he's going to have to play around the most. Aizamk looks like he's had a plan going into this. The strategy that we just saw out of him, that aggro boat fast fortress or something like that. Certainly a fast fortress with lots of boat shipments. That was what he was intending there. That was his strategy for the previous game. Sadly, did not work out for him, but he did pick up that first game pretty decisively and very quickly. So we'll see what Ace has in mind here. This matchup is favoured for him, perhaps. And we'll have to see what he does. I cannot say what he'll do, and I cannot say what Kynesie will do. They're so unpredictable as players. They rarely play standard at all. So definitely in for an interesting match, I think, coming up. But starting with Kynesie here in the left-hand side of the map in the color red, playing as indeed Japan, going to pick up those 2 coin treasures pretty quick with those explorers there. Market coming out, not a consulate. So we do have some non-standard interesting stuff from Kynesie here. Though, in the right-hand side of the map, in the colour blue, we do indeed have the British player, Aizamk. Here he is. And I wonder what he has in mind. Let's take a look at his deck. Hasn't selected one yet, but I was wondering perhaps if he will go for Virginia Company. He's going to go for a consulate as well. Okay. I quite like this against British because...
It was a coin start, so he bought wood together with the coin treasure in base.
Okay. Oh, that makes much more sense. So this is perhaps still going to be standard then.
Yeah, he just took advantage of the coin start together with the treasure to basically get a free, not really, market out of it.
Yeah, you know, and maybe Ian comes across some useful treasures as well. But either way, I do like this against British because, especially what Aizamk is known for doing, you know, stuff with Virginia Company takes a very long time to do anything against you, is going to be playing a very, very greedy style, and, you know, you can afford to slow down and get that market perhaps against, you know, what Aizamk is very likely to do. But we do see a gold treasure, 150 coin locked up in there, and that's a nice one to get. Quite a large treasure given the size of the Guardians that you do have to kill. Pick that up uncontested.
Kynesie actually spotted a 95 wood treasure as well, so that's going to be really great for Japan if he can get that.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely going to be able to get a whole shrine out of that by the looks of it. Looks like his villager popped. He's got 10 out of 10 population. I wonder if he has a unit in queue. I don't know if... Yeah, well, he's got 2 villagers in queue now, so by the looks of it, did get up in time. I thought perhaps his town centre might go idle because he didn't have enough population. Certainly was using both of them there. But he's going to pick up the 95 wood treasure. That's the more interesting thing. And he's going to be able to make a shrine out of that.
And Aizamk is actually working on the 110 wood treasure. So a lot of good treasures on this map, it seems.
Yeah, you have to be careful with the Cougars, though.
90 food here as well. 90 coin in the bottom right.
3 settlers coming out from A's, so obviously that's going to be a thing. But I wonder if the next shipment will be Virginia Company or anything like that.
Oh, 2 villagers from Kynesie.
Huh. Pardon me.
That is something I did not expect. Usually Kynesie is very much a fan of just a very normal shrine boom with a lot of walls. I guess he's expecting very aggressive play from Aizamk and is trying to adapt to it.
Yeah, I mean, we did see a very aggressive Dutch agenda in the previous game, so that could totally be a thing. That could be Wise doing it. So for anyone who doesn't perhaps know what's going on, Heavenly Kami is the card you would normally send. Make the shrines cheaper, get that going. Did he actually build an additional shrine out of the wood that he picked up?
No, he still has 105, so he can't build a shrine without Heavenly Kami.
He doesn't want to build... He's only built the one shrine, obviously, for the population space and for no other reason. He's not going to be booming with that. So, yeah, he doesn't... He's clearly not playing aggressively himself because, you know, he's built the market and the consulate. So, yeah, this is a defensive maneuver. He's... Obviously, Japan's... Okay, Kami coming in. That makes... Okay, so perhaps... I don't know if this is necessarily good, though. I mean, certainly the 2 villages in the very early, you know, very early, sort of the very short term will be better. But as the game goes on, that shipment progression is not going to be very good, and you know he's not going to be able to send those wood shipments and villager shipments as easily.
He got the 120 experience treasure. That's probably why.
Yeah, but either way, my point still stands. Surely it's worth waiting for the colonial shipments to come through. And then improving, you know...
I assume so, but I don't know. It's strange. Like, obviously, because of the treasure, he has the ability to send an extra H1 treasure. I guess he wants just a bit more tempo.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily know how much tempo it really gives relative to the...
Yeah, because you just waste your colonial tempo. I don't know, maybe it's just something he tries against Brits, and it worked for him somehow, because, like I said, Brit usually is a bad matchup for Japan, so... Maybe this is something he figured out works pretty well. Yeah,
well, Aizamk is now up to the colonial age. We'll have to see what his first shipment is when it arrives in approximately 30 seconds. But the outpost, by the looks of it, traveling fairly far forward to, a church. This, he's certainly not going to be training anything from that, but...
Oh, he is.
Is he got...
He's going to make a spy.
I see.
Every single game against Japan, he builds... a single spy from a church to take down both explorers and then get some pikes out to siege down the shrines. Like, you can laugh at this, but it's just actually legit good.
2 spies. Alright. Yeah, these things have a times 40 multiplier versus... You tried to poof, but that wasn't going to work. Oh, I've never seen spies created in a competitive tournament match before.
Ace does this every time against Japan, and it just actually works. It's really good. You'd be surprised. Obviously, you have to find the explorers. If you don't, then you know you're just screwed.
Yeah, but he's got 2 spies.
It really works well.
He'll probably find the wall starting to come out from Kynesie. Not before the spy gets through, though. Should be able to find... He's down here. He's probably going to sit... Yeah, he's going to find... Is he going to kill that before he gets the shrine up? No, no way.
It's most likely
Do you think he's spotted the... He's not going to be able to poof? Yeah, he's probably... He's going to kill him in 2 hits. 1, 2. That guy's dead. And now he can't build any shrines out of that. And these are very expensive to sort of buy back. Well, yeah. Well, you don't do that, actually. You want to go pick them up.
Spies now that the explorers are dead to block potential walls, put them in stealth to scout. Like, they're not useless.
So how come he made...
They have a decent bit of HP. They can block buildings. They can stealth. They can scout. And, you know, they can camp the explorer corpse.
Yeah. It does seem, though, like... Apparently he's going to kill villagers with them as well to block shrines.
That's not going to work.
Yeah, they only have 5-hand attack. They're not very good against anything. The only reason they're any good against, obviously, the Guardians is because of that times 40 multiplier. But it's very high investment from A's. You know, Church is quite expensive, yes. and those spies are 125 gold each. I thought he wasn't actually going to build anything from the Church. I thought he was going to go for a Highlander FF or something like that. You know, the Church tech, the home city advanced Church. But okay, so after all of that, we do now see A's 700 wood as his first card, followed by 5 villagers and 600 wood. So behind all of this Church shenaniganry that we have been noticing, he has built quite the economy off the back of the wood shipments and obviously sent the 5 villagers as well. So his economic unit population definitely very healthy right now. 35 compared to his opponent's 31 if we take the shrines into account. But also has managed to, out of that wood, build 5 pikemen as well. Obviously that wood could have been manor houses, but certainly definitely very valuable for sieging down these shrines, and he's going to be doing that. He's going to force a response from his opponent. He's going to have to create Yumi and sort of move them around the map. He's going to be sieging the Rex, Chrissie. I don't know if A's can really do anything about that, since he doesn't really have any units of his own just yet. But Archers, not very strong, not very much siege potential there, so the barracks should be okay for a reasonable length of time.
There is a stable somewhere, though, for Ace. Yeah, here it is.
Yeah, I wonder...
And, I think Kynesie has one of his own as well. So we're going to see some Nagi and some Hussar, probably. 4
Hussars are in queue. I believe he's only just queued a Nagi in there, so those cav are going to be a bit delayed. But yeah, there's quite a lot of these archers out on the map. The Yumi archers and Besteria is now coming out as well from the consulate. He's going to move these pikes away. He's trying to siege down shrines, doesn't want to lose those there. But cav should be here any second now, and they're going to be very, very strong against these exposed archers.
Yeah, Yumi do not like cavalry. People might say what they want, but cavalry still counters Yumi. You just need to not be H2 Hussar against H4 Yumi.
Yeah, but here they come, and they're going to do really good damage. He's going to have to get back right now and go inside his base. He does have that gate, though, so thankfully for him, A's is not going to be able to pursue.
He's all right.
Yeah, but
also,
he's still going to...
has way more archers than there's Hussar.
He's actually just going to take the fight by the looks of it. He's kiting kind of backwards. Maybe it's...
the Nagi are coming as well now.
Built a secondary gate for them as well. Is he going to get away before getting... You know, he does get snared. 1 cav definitely lost there. He has to send that one back, lest the entire group be slowed down and caught. So, does manage to escape there. Reasonable trade. Did get some good damage on the archers, but there were...
a lot of shrines this time, though, because of the spy just sieging them constantly, and he doesn't have any explorers to rebuild them. The spies.
I love the spy just sitting there waiting in stealth mode. If that explorer gets back up for any reason, he's totally...
Oh yeah, for sure.
He's totally
And now
screwed.
he can also see if Kynesie is cheating and all D's him.
That's true, but we could also verify that for him as well, and he'd be disqualified if he did do that. But we do see the pikemen get pushed off the shrines. They're not going to be able to continue sieging here, so archer army's getting pretty big, and A's had a reasonable trade against the archers, but there were quite a lot of archer units there, and only 5 hussar, so whilst the cav did come out favourably, it wasn't that favourably, especially when the Nagi turned up, and of course the wall as well. But this Rex is now about to go down. Not really anything A's can do, doesn't really have the military presence for that, so is going to lose this forward Rex, and if he's not able to regain some kind of tempo soon, you know, if he's got this church and this other barracks extended as well, is going to continue sieging with the pikemen though, and as a result of that, yeah, Kynesie going to be dragged away to kind of deal with that and defend his whole army coming. Actually, he doesn't want to get, you know, split up and caught out of position or something like that, and that does give Ace a bit of extra time here to make use of his superior villager economy and get his units up.
over here, but
does take out. So villagers trying to build shrines. So not only is he losing villager seconds, but they're able to be raided by the hussars. So those spies really paying dividends right now, Chrissie.
Yeah, the thing is though, Kynesie is used to things like this. Not the spies, of course, but people sieging his shrines and denying him the explorers. Because of Kynesie's playstyle, he is used to that, so he knows that he needs to build some shrines with his villagers in safe positions. Yeah. Other players, the reason this usually works, what Aizamk does, is because they forget to build shrines with their villagers and then just get housed randomly. He's not going to make that mistake. He is used to this denying of shrines, so... The Nagi getting Minutemen pops here, but...
Yeah, so the Nagi not actually picking up any villagers by the looks of it, but certainly forcing a Minutemen pop, which is only a good thing, really. Cavalry army does come back as well. One villager, that's pretty good. Looks like, I like this from Aiz, he's got his cavalry in position to head those Nagi off. Musketeers being brought up here as well by the looks of it, but he's going to escape during this south portion of the map, so outsmarted by the looks of it, that those Cav are going to be able to get away. Split two of them up. Pikemen coming forward, he might be able to get those with the Pikemen, making themselves useful now they've ran out of shrines to kill. Behind this, by the looks of it, Aizamk also has 2 trading posts. They're not upgraded because the map does not favour that very well. Is he going to pick up that vill before the shrine goes up? I think so. And, oh, no, not quite. Oh, it wasn't a vill, it was it. Oh, that would have been so good if he...
died pretty close to Kynesie's base, so it was quite safe. The problem is, like, if these 4 shrines go down, then Kynesie is actually housed.
Really? So he can't build any shrines out on the map. Where is his military units? They're sort of in base by the looks of it. Yeah. He's going up to the next age, so he hasn't been creating military units. So and is chosen to age up. As a result of that, A's catching.
As soon as possible.
He really does. Yeah, A's caught up in military population because he spent so many resources on aging, and because he spent so many resources in aging and the lack of military, that means that these shrines gonna go down, and as you mentioned, could be housed. Do you think this is exactly what A's wanted? He wants it to make it very hard for Kynesie to go up, and that's something, of course, Kynesie really wants to do. That's the style he's very good at, making it super hard for him to do it here. Does have a small army, but I wonder why he's retreating. Perhaps this is to lure the red units out of position so he can kill them more. He wants to get them away from the gate.
Oh, and actually has a reasonable force here as well, sieging stuff.
Yeah. Oh wow, he does. He has 2. This was the shrine sieging army.
Oh, these archers might get caught in the north side of the map. That's a lot of hussar. I think he's close enough to his walls to be safe.
Yeah, but... I think that's what Aizamk's doing. He doesn't want to take that fight right away. He's going to continue sieging shrines, and he doesn't want to, like... I think he wants to lure these away from the gate so they can't... If they're quite far away from the gate, then he engages. They won't be able to escape at all. But this might be go time for Aizamk now. He sees his opponent hit up to the next stage. He's now aware, oh, actually, Kynesie's not been creating units, and he's going to go forward and take this fight here. Looks like cavalry combat has come in as well, so this is definitely the time to do it. It came in at 9 minutes 20, so quite a while ago, actually. Yeah, that's no good. Though these sort of grouped up shrines going to block, he's going to get back inside, so it's not that devastating. Is this wall paying dividends now?
Quite a bit there. And these are not full wall-offs, actually. Are we sure this is Kynesie? These walls have been quite solid.
Of course it's Kynesie, but he's not had too much opportunity to wall, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. Ace is not a player that really rushes very hard. Usually.
And not needed the walls,
not in a way that you block it with walls,
All
at
right.
least.
Looks like Aizamk now up to the next stage as well. He does have 2... Yeah. Just 2 Ashy. But either way, does have to get back. A is now up to the next age. Aging by the looks of it with the 6 longbow politician there going to add to his army. Does have 2 shipments lined up. The first one has been sent. The second one has been sent. Let's take a look at his deck. And I highly anticipate the 2 falconets coming out. But also possibly cavalry or musketeer combat as well. We'll have to know. And also Kynesie having to slow down. Gotten up to the next age. But then one of his shipments has to invest it in cherry orchards. So this is the time where Japan is getting weaker.
That's an awkward position for your orchards. Not only is it in the open, but it also just blocks your wall.
But perhaps he doesn't intend to build that wall there. He's only got this wall as a choke, which is nice. But yeah, we do have a fight here. Or just cavalry raiding by the looks of it. 2 falconets have arrived. So this is now push time. And then behind that, I think we'll see one of the upgrades to keep the tempo in his favor with these large musketeer. Which upgrade do you think it will be if he does send it?
I would think cavalry combat, judging by his army composition.
Yeah.
Although he might be trying to go for a longbow and send yeoman, but that seems unlikely.
He could invest in
I just look at Kynesie's deck actually, and he has a lot of upgrade cards. He has both Yabusama upgrades.
Yeah.
And to be fair, like, he might even need the Yabusama because they are basically Japan's Culverins.
Yeah. Gotta take out that consulate, though. And there's now a gaping hole in the wall. 8 settlers does arrive, so
in queue for Kynesie at the moment.
actually is not going to send either of those upgrade cards. Instead is going to get the 8 villagers out instead and get the economy up. That makes sense, investing in the economy before the upgrades here. Veterancy does come in on his musketeers as well. Does have a culverin to deal with the flaming arrow shipment that could arrive for Kynesie. I actually fully anticipate that coming. It would have been sooner, but the cherry orchards. There it is. 2 flaming arrows do come out. He does have the culverin though. He sees the 2 flaming arrows with his cav. I wonder if he's going to engage that. The safer thing to do perhaps would be to get back. He has the culverins for this. Don't engage that. Try and snipe those.
This is why I don't like flaming arrows as Japan
takes out the Rex.
Just completely wrecks them.
Yeah, so, like, Kynesie cannot do anything about this. If he comes anywhere near this fight, those Culves are gonna...
There it is.
Okay,
Yabusame. The Culverins for Japan.
Yeah, so now that's what he needs, the Yabusame to come out. These are gonna deal with his... He sees it, though. He's gonna be able to take out at least this one foul, possibly more than that. But these Yabusame are going to go down pretty quick to this army here. Whilst they're being focused, though, the Yumi Archer and the 2 Flaming Arrows are able to do good damage to the Musketeers. The Flaming Arrows are being targeted. Is he going to take it out? Secondary Cannon does go down, but not before all of these Archers have been focusing it, and as a result of that, they get sliced up by the Hussars.
Or Aizamk's pressure is probably going to be held here.
This is a really nice fight for Aizamk there.
Yeah, he did get a lot of damage in, but I do anticipate Kynesie being able to hold her, unless there's more reinforcing Hussar incoming somewhere, but I don't see any just yet.
Yeah, we don't. We see 5 in queue. They're not quite here just yet. He also has an arsenal coming up. Yeah, it looks like Kynesie going to hold this. I anticipated that he would, but not before he took a really bad fight and lost a lot of value there.
Damage. He has a monastery as well somehow. I'm not sure why, but...
where's the monastery? Oh, here it is.
Next to his Teshugo.
He does have a monastery, but there's nothing very valuable in there. The Barbary Cuirassier is not really very good. And Arsonists, I believe, not available until the next age, is that correct?
No clue, but he might be going for a technology that allows your monks to dodge.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, but here, I really like A's just playing. He took a good fight, and then, you know, got his 8 villagers out when he hit up to the next stage. Been creating villagers ever since. Has all his techs up, including flume thingy, the flume logging, and... Yeah, flume and ditching. 2 trading posts as well. All 20 manas up, and just has that superior economy. Only 10 villagers extra relative to his opponent. But this is not... If we click this again, it goes down to 54. These shrines are not got very many animals, so they're not actually that representative of his economy. But Aizamk is ahead all game, and here just gonna deny more shrines with the musketeers. So keeping a good eye on that, and building an outpost here as well, so we can keep tabs on exactly what's going on here. And he's just gonna play safe. He needs more units around these artillery. If I was him, that seems very dangerous to be pushing him with just
only 1 Yabusama coming out, not a full batch. He needed a batch of 5 there to deal with these 3 falconets.
Doesn't look like he has the resources for that though, sadly. But yeah, A's just now piling on the pressure with the cannons. Though I am afraid that there's not that much to defend them, but probably doesn't need that much to defend them. Having said that, given the only a few units here,
the 1 Hiro Yabusama going in for the falconets.
I'm doing it, boss. Let's go. I'll get the cannons.
He does have a lot of damage.
Yeah, he does. He does quite a significant portion to the falconet, but there's only 1.
Minimum being called from the 2nd TC, trying to go and snipe these falconets.
Yeah, he somehow just needs to get rid of them. If he can get rid of the artillery, he's fine. But how is he going to do that? Yeah, focus them down with the archers.
I think he's fine. There's so many vet Hussar here.
Yeah, GG coming out. So Aizamk does pick up game number 3. The score is now 2-1. This is, of course, a best of 5. So match point to Aizamk now. If he does take the next game, he does win the series. And he also gets to pick 2nd in the next match, which is only an advantage for him. He's going to be happy about that. So hopefully he can finish out the series there. But the next map is Manchuria, I believe.
No, Manchak.
Manchak. I'm not sure what that map looks like. I've not seen it.
It's like the swamp map with the trading post.
Does it have water?
No, it's just a swamp.
Only bad news for Kynesie. Then I'm pretty sure he wants to see a water map. That's where he managed to beat A's. That's where his playstyle is most effective. I see, just Indonesia then, a token map, a token water map, but certainly one hell of a water map, and, you know, Kynesie did pick up a game there. But very nicely played from A's, very slow and steady, but did get in the end, in the end with the 18 minutes.
Yeah, he knows that Japan struggles with 2 things, cavalry and cannons, and he used both quite well.
Yep. Absolutely, and also struggles with spies by the looks of it as well, which he also utilized. But let's head on out and get into game number 4.
Yeah, instead of the 2 flaming arrows, he probably should have shipped Ashigarus, but he doesn't have those in the deck. And then just use Yabusamu to deal with the cannons. You can't realistically hope to deal with Falconets just with flaming arrows. It's not enough.
Yeah, especially, and Aizamk playing super cautious as well, you know, using the Culverins there.
Yeah.
I wonder if he needed 2 Culverins for that. Certainly, though, definitely gave him the edge there. 8 villages as a shipment, come to mention it, is actually really strong.
Yes! And Japan can send it twice, pretty much, because they have 7 vills, but they, being Japan, can send it twice. It's amazing.
Yeah.
If you can get away with that, it's just ridiculous.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to game number 4 in this best of 5 series between Aizamk and Kynesie. The civilization reset has kicked in. They can now play any civilization that they like. So far, they have not been allowed to play civilizations that they have already played in this series. We are now on game number 4, match point to Aizamk, because the score is 2-1 in favor to him. Kynesie does now select his civilization first.
No, Aizamk first.
Aizamk picks first. We've covered this. Yes, Aizamk picks first, and has selected Portuguese by the looks of it. So, advantage to Kynesie, but given the civilizations Kynesie is skilled with, I wonder what that will be.
Japan, I think, would be pretty good against Portuguese.
Yeah. Or British, he's going to go for that as well.
British could work as well.
Yeah, I think this matchup is actually very even, possibly slightly port-favoured, given the ways I've seen H2O play Portugal against British. But this is not the way H2O plays Portugal. We do have Aizamk now piloting the Portuguese. It's certainly going to be very different to how perhaps the standard way. We'll see what he has in mind. Definitely a very interesting British game just coming out for him, though that was more reminiscent of standard for me. Certainly Aizamk standard, to say the least. But yeah, Kynesie choosing British as his first pick on Manchak.
Yeah, I think Kynesie is also not happy with this map. I can understand him. This is a horrible map for him. You literally cannot wall. It's impossible.
No wonder he dislikes the map. But here we go, getting into this next match. Aizamk has selected Portugal, and Kynesie selects British in response. Game number 4 in this best of 5 series. Match point to Aizamk if he can pick this up, but advantage to Kynesie in the sense that he did get to pick a civilization matchup that he thought was favourable. Apparently, Kynesie thinks choosing British into his opponent's Portuguese is the way to go, and that's what he has done. We'll see what he does have in store. I remember this map. I know this map. I absolutely know this map. I like this map. Manchak. All right. Spawning in the south of the map.
Because I can't wall.
In the south of the map, in the color red. Yeah, Kynesie not going to be liking that either. Certainly likes the walls. We do have Kynesie, who will not be able to wall very easily on this map, which is something he definitely really likes to do, but is indeed playing the British, starting with an early market, and by the looks of it, going to be coming across a 60 wood treasure. Definitely going to be pretty pleased about that. Or perhaps not, he didn't go all the way. Instead went back for the Cherokee Rifleman. That wood treasure would be really good if he did come up there for, of course, his hunting dog's upgrade. Instead, going to have to collect all of the extra wood for that. Meanwhile, Aizamk does find 75 wood. Definitely going to be really strong, but is not going to be able to spend that wood right away. So it's actually just going to be sitting there. So effectively not really a treasure until the colonial age. But yes, here we do have Aizamk spawning in the north of the map, playing as indeed the Portuguese in the color blue.
I have no clue if this map is balanced, because this could be 2 hunts, this could be 3 hunts. I have no clue.
It's 2 hunts by the looks of it, yeah. Yeah, I'm almost certain it's 2 hunts. Okay, well, that's fine. Excellent. So we do have a reasonable sounding map by the sounds of it. Cherokee Rifleman does come out for the British British player though. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to see that Explorer there. He's going to have to be careful now that a Cherokee Rifleman's out on the map.
Oh yeah, those things do ridiculous amounts of damage.
Yeah, Ace though doesn't know, I think, that there was where the Cherokee Rifleman treasure was. If he had scouted the Rifleman treasure, he would know where the Rifleman and, of course, his opponent's Explorer was. He could be anywhere on the map at this point, but A's coming through the base. He's going to have to be careful. Looks like Kynesie bringing his Explorer down. Maybe he'll go for some kind of hand combat fight there. He could take an Age 1 Explorer fight. He's got the Cherokee Rifleman for it.
Yeah, and Ace actually doesn't even know that it's a Cherokee rifleman. It could be anything from a Tomahawk to a Nootka.
Yeah, it just says Native American warrior. That's all it says. Yeah, he is sitting. He's spending a long time in Kynesie's line of sight, though. I guess Kynesie not actually interested in using the scout to take an explorer fight there.
I think he wants to use it to take more guardians out. And this villager treasure actually has only melee guardians, so this is actually kind of reasonable to take, even though it's 4 pirates, which are very strong.
You can't take it right now, even with a Cherokee rifle, though, sadly.
You can guide them a bit and micro well.
You could. It would take a long time, and it's very high investment. Also, he's now aging, so this would be the perfect time to do it, I suppose. He's nowhere near that, but you know, he knows that Aizamk's explorer was in the area. He even saw that, so probably doesn't want to go for this that early on. Is instead just going to look for other treasures to invest in. And by the looks of it, with the scout, instead of taking an explorer fight, he's just going to clean up the remainder of the black map for anything that might be definitely really useful or worth looking for. But both players now going up to the next age, except for Aizamk. He is still... Oh,
Kynesie is the one that's not aging up yet.
Oh, Kynesie. What is he doing then?
Gathering food now, he's aging up. I like how he's keeping his rifleman in position in the middle of the map so that he can scout any kind of forward base.
Yeah. He's now aging as well. But Portugal got a very, very fast start on him. I wonder what Ace has in mind.
What does the governor do?
The governor, that's the outpost and 200 gold, yeah. Who's aging with that?
Kynesie.
Okay, that makes sense. That's definitely a good British age up. Going to be playing defensively then. It looks like Aizamk is going to pick up a Native American warrior of his own. Going to pick up the Iroquois Tomahawk there. But let's take a look at Ace. He is about to hit up to the next stage. We'll have to take a look at his deck. I'm sure he'll select one in any moment now. Doesn't look like...
He has 2 outposts in his deck.
2 outposts. That's not a very efficient card. I guess they do build very quickly, so there is that utility, but I wonder if that's really worthwhile. We'll have to see what he has in mind, but certainly not an aggressive agenda on the table. He has no forward villagers, and he's not going to be building a barracks like we saw in that game number 1, where he played Dutch.
He's with the Philosopher Prince, so most likely a fast fortress again.
Yeah, that makes sense, right? And I wonder where the town center is going for that. But yes, his first shipment will most likely be 700 gold, and we'll see him go up to the next stage. In fact, I'm almost certain that's what he's doing. He's almost got all of the gold he needs to collect 300, and then, of course, gets the final 700 from the shipment there, and is basically got all the food he needs for the age up as well. Definitely going to be going for that Fortress Age agenda. We do see a Manor House coming out, but with the Iroquois Tomahawk, he might be able to take out a whole villager before, you know, if he can... This one villager is now snared, though, mind you, the Explorer is nearby.
No, the Explorer. I think the Explorer will be able to save this.
Yeah.
If he does it right. Oh, that manor house blocking that villager might not help.
Yeah, that's definitely not going to help. I do like the mana placement itself, though. You don't really.
He might just go for this tower now that he will see that coming.
Yeah, that's true. Outpost wagon certainly would want to siege wherever that's going to the foundation of whatever. Maybe this is bait. Get away from my villager. Yeah. No, he's gonna place the outpost.
Yeah, this villager's gonna go down. I think he did get great code even, but I'm not sure if it will be enough.
Unless Great Cook comes in right now. No, he does take out the villager. So nicely done. Basically. Oh, did he? Okay, so basically either way, a villager for free. So that's really good. I do like the town center placement as well. It's gonna give him line of sight as to what's coming, but also it's going to deal damage to any shipments that arrive.
Yeah, and that's why that Tomahawk is just so good if you can get it early enough. You can just put pressure on any villager that's out on the map trying to build forward buildings.
Yeah, yeah.
What happened to the Cherokee Rifleman? Do you know?
I don't know. He's surely
still alive. So...
He's on the map somewhere. You know, I don't know where this village is going. Looks like he's going to hide that somewhere for later, so he has some sort of useful villager in a location that is going to be able to build something later on. We'll see. Kynesie has a habit of sending vills to very odd locations on the map. But yes, Aizamk is now aging up to the next age. Is going up to the Fortress Age with the... I can't see the text being researched. I'll let you figure that out.
He is aging with the Marksman, so that's Castadors, I assume.
All right. In the meantime, stable coming out from Kynesie.
Oh, from Kynesie, right? I was wondering, wait, stable where? I don't see it, but... Ah, there it is, okay. So, I guess he's gonna go for some sort of Musk Huss, maybe?
Well, I'm wondering why it's over there. Perhaps he doesn't want to give away that he has a stable and will make, you know, there... Then perhaps Aizamk will go in a bit too hard with his Castadors or something like that, and then won't anticipate any cavalry because the stable is somewhere far away. Does equally though, Aizamk building a very odd Rex. I don't know why these placements are where they are. I guess he doesn't want it near the town center, given that there's an outpost right next to it, and now there's some pikemen. Most likely call is he's probably going to have the Cassadors arrive here, and that'll deal with these pikemen really nicely, but could call Minutemen as well. Certainly the Cassadors are going to arrive here and make short work of these. I wonder if really Kynesie ought to be doing this. He should surely anticipate that that his opponent is going to be aging up. And Cassador's obviously going to be able to clean these up very... Although he does have Cav.
I'm sorry, though.
Yeah, that... Oh, maybe that was part of the plan, Chrissie. Maybe he deliberately put the pikes here, knew that Aizamk would ship them to the town centre to defend. And obviously he had the stable in a really awkward place, so was able to train cavalry in secret and just clean up these Cassadors.
Usually people age with the fast age up as sports, so I don't think that was the plan.
No, but he...
You know...
Yeah, but it's... Not you don't age up with the fast age up on a naked FF. No way. You can't do that. He totally anticipated 6 Cassadors.
It was part of the plan to make him look pro. Sure, let's go with that.
I think this was deliberately part of the plan. There's no way you'd age up fast on a naked FF.
Yeah. And actually, I also kind of forced the TC to go in basically the same position. Yeah,
a really, really awkward spot, right? Because of the, he didn't want to lose the wagon to the cavalry or something like that. And now has 2 of Aizamk's town centers really nearby. Musketeer army does arrive, though 9 musks coming out there, and certainly going to be quite strong against the hussars. Not enough longbowmen to really adequately deal with this, but with the outpost nearby, it's going to be quite strong. Could, though, pop 2 batches of Minutemen here, and I anticipate that's what he is going to do. He's going to have to do it now if that's the case. Otherwise, he's going to lose these musks.
Aizamk pop here.
Yeah, the thing is, yeah, 1 batch of Minutemen coming out, and he's able to get away with 4 musks, but not before losing quite a few of them. This is not a good trade for Aiz. There's a lot of longbowmen coming out as well.
He does have Colonial Militia in his deck, so he could go for some crazy Colonial Militia pop once he has the resources.
Yeah.
The problem is these longbows are just standing here and shooting, and they are pretty good at standing and shooting.
Yeah, I don't think A's going to be going for...
Ooh, there seems to be something lag, though.
That does seem to be.
I hope it's not me.
Kynesie lag incoming, sadly. Oh crap, the volume's very loud again. Let me turn that down.
To be fair, we're pretty lucky it's not in the first 3 games yet, that badly at least.
Yeah. Aiz, though, is starting to build up an army. The Cassador shipment has arrived, combined with his remaining musks. These town centers not going to be going down too quickly, because there are, of course, you know, only longbowmen sieging them. It does have 4 villages in this town center, and by the looks of it, 1 in the other. So he's doing some damage. Halb's coming in, eh?
Yes.
Oh, why does he train Halbs? They're not a very good unit, because they move so slowly and therefore can be picked off quite easily in a fight versus you know, using them to defend against cav. But certainly do have a lot of siege potential, and I wonder if they'll be good for that reason.
They're great at protecting Cassadors from Hussar.
They are good at doing that. Dragoons are also good at doing that, though, right?
That's the problem with Halberdiers. Halberdiers would be great if Dragoons weren't so ridiculously overpowered.
Yeah, if Dragoons...
Basically.
Dragoons are pretty good. But we do have a fight here. 2 organ guns do arrive as well. He does manage to clean up the 2 cav. They're very low hit points and will probably go down. Though sadly everything is focusing them. But that does mean the Cassadors get free reign on all of these units to do as much damage as possible. Sadly, organ guns do not have very many hit points and are quite a bad shipment. But yeah, they did get some damage.
Volleys,
yeah,
so
I guess it was okay, given that all the other units were sort of fighting at the same time. Does manage to clean up the British army, but... And I guess now does have the initiative, but he still has this outpost nearby that's being problematic, and perhaps the more important thing is that his opponent's economic unit population is really far ahead. Look, 38 villages compared to his 26, which is really not that much. If he wants his fast fortress to be successful, he needs, I would say, perhaps a bit more tempo than he currently has, and I don't think he can really get that back anymore.
It's fine, he can just ship 8 villagers and be fine. Oh wait, he's Portuguese.
Oh, that's a shame. Yeah.
It's fine, he can ship 1,000 wood and build another TC. Oh wait, he's still Portuguese. Well, actually, what is the TC limit for Portuguese?
He still does have his 2 town centers, right? He's 10 villages behind with a slight military unit lead. His next shipment will arrive. I'm not sure when. Maybe he has. I don't think. Like, I don't think he has a shipment on the way just yet. Perhaps, though. Anyway, the point I'm making is, like, he's 10 villages behind, but he does have 3 town centers. That's not something that the opponent does. And Dragoons do arrive just in time. Right time. Yeah, he needed that, otherwise bad news for his Cazadors.
And actually, as H3 port, he can very well just chip 1k coin and go for Mamelukes. And it's really difficult for H2 Brits to deal with that.
Yeah. Yeah, Mameluke's going to be really, really strong. I wonder if he can finish off this remaining town center. I think A's needs to get the repairs off on these buildings if he can.
That's difficult, though, because they have been under siege for pretty much
the whole game.
Ever since they began being sieged.
This is quite a strong location, though, if he puts villages there, but obviously needs them to be working, really. Do you have a raid coming in? Yeah. By the looks of it, Aizamk using his units to some use. He's going to do some damage, and really does need to pick up some villager kills if he wants to get back in the game. Certainly.
There's more Cazadors in the back here, though.
That's not good. Those Dragoons need to get forward right now. Does do that. Does manage to snare one of the Hussars. If he switches this guy onto the other Hussar and then...
the longbow flank?
Does pick them both up. Yeah, now going to have to get out. Not before one volley on a goon, though. But, yeah, and also one random Hussar doing some raiding up here, or not really going to get too much done. But, yes, he does have 3 town centers, but that doesn't mean, you know, he still has to spend 100 food at each of them, and the payoff is going to take quite a long time to really catch up with British here. Can he survive that long? That is the question. Certainly 1,000 coin is a shipment he can send, and Mamelukes is the thing he can do, but, I don't know.
Helps.
More helps. Is that really the...
Well, it seems to be the answer. Ace thinks is correct. So, and I did count, and that Hussar actually killed 3 villagers.
I wonder how. Maybe he's training them for a reason, right? Because they do have good damage. 25 hand attack is quite a lot. It's like if you think Hussars are good because they just have high base damage, right? These are basically Hussars that move a lot more slowly and counter other Hussars and have lots of siege damage. So once you get them up to a longbowman, they're actually pretty good. Problem is,
they also have cover mode, which the Hussar doesn't.
That's true. That's really interesting, actually. If you play very close attention, and you could probably get quite a lot of value out of them that way. The problem is, though, if you don't, and they are very expensive. I guess they are cheaper Hussars as well, and they cost less population.
Also, Kynesie is Brit, which means that his skirmisher is a longbow, which is much less effective at kiting than an actual skirmisher.
Yeah, so that also helps the Halb as well, I suppose. So maybe Halb's not really as nearly as bad here. They're certainly
also, Ace just really loves halberdiers.
I guess so. It wouldn't be Ace without halberdiers, I guess. Yeah, they're better.
He was raiding with halberdiers in the Indonesia games. So.
Well, he's able to do quite a lot of damage versus this stable with them, so that's them coming out there. And they'd also be very good against these villagers if he got a batch of Halbs over there, whereas Dragoons wouldn't be perhaps as good. They're also much stronger against cavalry than Dragoons in hand combat, which they are now. Though the longbowman giving supporting fire there. I wonder if that's even a good trade for him.
For Ace or for Kynesie?
For Kynesie. He lost a whole batch of cav there. More Cazadors coming out.
Halberdiers, like you said, are cheaper than Hussar, and also these Cazadors...
Maybe it was a fight he had to...
I know that Longbowman beats skirmishers, but I don't think Longbowman beats Cazadors. They have 50% range resist, which is really, really good.
Yeah, I think it was a fight he had to take, because if he didn't deal with those halves right there and then, they'd still be around on the map being pesky, sieging his stable down, which is, of course, not something he wants to have to deal with there. But 1,000 coin coming out from Aizamk, and that does signal to us that the Mameluke shipment is perhaps going to be on the way. Yeah.
And Ace is actually running out of hunts. And not just Ace, but the map.
Yeah, that'll be really interesting to see the game transition into that late game period. I think...
Yeah, because of course, both civs are really food hungry.
Yeah, especially Kynesie quite food hungry. Look at that, 29 villages on food. That's basically his entire economy.
32 now. With steel traps.
Well, let's take a look at the units in queue. Once the game starts again, it should switch over. There's a lot of Cazadors out here, but I wonder if they're...
More Halbs in queue.
More Halbs? Interesting. Yeah, his opponent has Hussars in queue as well. Only 2 out on the map at the moment, though, so these Cazadors are fine for the time being, but they can't roam for too long without any kind of anti-cavalry support, otherwise they'll be very, very vulnerable, and Aizamk knows that is perhaps why he's sort of not pushing in too far away from town centers and stuff like that. We do have 3 Dragoons coming out now. This is not really a fight Ace will want to take there. Thankfully for him, it's much easier to get away from Longbowmen, I guess.
Yeah, Longbowmen, they're really good at standing and shooting. Running and shooting, however,
Yeah.
not quite so much.
No, they're not. They're not good for pursuing. That's true. Their setup animation takes quite a long time. I think Aze's game plan really is just try and just continue gathering resources like he is, and then the Mamelukes will arrive, and then he'll have that 3-unit composition and a very, very big power spike, given how strong the Mamelukes are. And that'd be really, really good against this Longbowman army. I do wonder, though, if Kynesie realizes that he has to deal with Mamelukes. You have to expect them at some point in the game, and he's got a very, very longbow-heavy army here, which is very good against what Aze is making, I guess, which is Halberdiers and Cazadors, but not going to do very well at all against the Mamelukes, which will be arriving very shortly, I would imagine. Currently, he's now got that 1,000 gold, 990. There's 1,000, and I'm sure we'll see that drop to 0 in just a moment. Kynesie, on the other hand, stacking almost all of the resources he needs for the industrial age up. Which, if the Mamelukes...
He isn't fortress yet, so...
Oh, is he not? Yeah, well, okay, he just has a lot of food. I wonder if he's trying to gobble that all up before it runs out or something like that. You know, I don't know. Seminole's going down.
With interjection, if I'm understanding this right, you are saying that Mamelukes are good against longbowmen.
I am saying Mamelukes are good against longbowmen.
Okay. Interesting. That's
Hussars are also good against longbowmen.
I can imagine. Oh!
Halberdiers are good against Hussars as well. Yeah. Making some good units there.
Halberdiers are also great against longbowmen as long as the longbowmen don't get to shoot at them.
So,
oh, he's actually getting the tech from the Seminoles, the 30% whatever for all archer units.
Oh, baby, that's really strong. Maybe that's why he's sending it. Holy crap, that's so good. He's like a monster longbowman. Holy crap. Yeah.
21 ranged attack in Colonial on the longbowman.
These mams, here they are. They've just arrived. Kynesie does see it. He does have the outpost, so he knows that they're there. And he's gonna be taking this fight by the looks of it.
Yeah. So basically, Kynesie knows he needs to resign because there's 4 Mamelukes that are going to be hitting his longbowman.
Yeah. There's no way he can hold this.
This
is so strong. GG. He knows it. He can't hold the pressure there. Aizamk does progress through to the semi-finals. Kynesie is eliminated.
Sadly. Oh well.
Well, one of them had to go through.
I'm biased, I'm sorry, but I just love watching Kynesie games.
I love watching Aizamk games. He played that really nicely. Some really cool games from Aze, and showing to us that he is capable of a semi-finals. He's never gone to one before, and I think that's because he hasn't taken... No, he's not... When he plays, he's played before and not taken them perhaps too seriously. I wonder who his next opponent is, though. Once he starts running into the players that play very standard and very well, such as, you know, someone like Irish Faithful, H2O, and... Maito, you know, people like that, then he might start struggling with his perhaps less standard agendas. Oh, Maito's out. Okay, well, whoever beat him. Oh, so, well, even against Sompu. But, yeah, A's progressing through. Definitely a very strong player, and I think possibly the favorite to go through here as well. Has a lot of people cheering for him, I think, Aizamk does.
Oh, and I'm one of those.
So, congratulations to Aizamk. My name has been Interjection, casting alongside...
Chrisie, 10101.
10101. That's my favorite bit. But, yeah, we are done here today. Thank you very much for watching. This tournament has been brought to you by ESO-community.net. We host seasonal $1,000 tournaments, complete with a $100 betting tournament as well. You don't sign any money into that betting tournament. You just get given some points for free, and you have to spend them to kind of win the bets and win as many points as you can by the end of it, and whoever has the most points gets the $100. So, zero investment, only can be gained. Sign up on ESO-community.net to get involved with that in our next tournament. We host the largest Age of Empires 3 site on the internet. So, check us out, bookmark it, and we will see you all again next time.